Hey everyone, welcome back to the Nikki and Brie show. And as you can tell, I'm in sunny LA. I'm here at the SiriusXM studios in Los Angeles. And no Nikki, she's at Monday Night Raw, but I was not going to miss an opportunity to interview our guest on our show today. I am so excited. Today, we are welcoming someone who's doing incredible work for our planet and for all of us who stare at our closets wondering what to do with that pile of old clothes. Amelia Trumble is the co-founder of Retold Recycling, a company with a mission to keep fabric and textiles out of landfills. She's been on Shark Tank, she's an entrepreneur, and she's turning recycling into something accessible, easy, and even fun. And you all have heard me speak about Retold on the podcast many times, especially when we hear Nikki constantly talking about those new outfits she wants to get. But welcome to the show, Amelia.
Thank you so much for having me, and thank you so much for all your support over the years of Retold. We've been friends online for quite a while, so it's so good to be here in person with you.
I know. I'm so excited because, when Nikki's like, I have Raw, I'm not going to be in LA with you, I still was like, oh my gosh, this is my time to do my fun stuff. Awesome. And so I was so excited you said yes to come meet me.
Of course.
It's before we dive in, there's a couple things, but one, it was so fun finding Retold online because, I'm always trying to be good in my environmental ways and doing my research, and coming across Retold has changed my life forever, which we're going to get into why.
Love that.
Yes, later. But before we really start, I do want to say congratulations because Retold is celebrating their 5th year.
Yes, exactly. Yes, we launched in 2020.
Wow.
And it's honestly like night and day. So much has changed within our business, within the landscape of what we're doing. I can't even fathom what we were doing back then when we first started. We were so green and naive because my co-founders and I, we did not have a background in recycling, but we found amazing partners. We've definitely come a long way in that 5 years.
Isn't it amazing when you look back at your first year and you're like, wow, I was like, how did I pull it off? Totally. I wasn't as experienced. You just think of the mistakes. But so congratulations on 5 years, because nowadays it is hard to have a company thrive. And I have to say, one that is, with the environmental companies, I feel like, there's a trend for them. People are dabbling more into the ways, but I'm so proud of you.
Oh, thank you so much.
That's incredible.
Yeah, we've had a lot of, we like to say that we like making sustainable friends in the industry. Other companies, there is certainly enough waste to go around that we can all, dabble in the space and try and work out a business that works for us. But we have had a lot of other companies that we've buddied up with that unfortunately have gone by the wayside in that 5 years, which is so sad for us because everyone's trying to do the right thing. But yeah, it's very hard to build your business. It's hard to, succeed in the current climate, especially things changing so frequently in government. But yeah, we're proud of ourselves too. So yeah, thank you.
Well, and let's take it to the beginning of Retold. So what inspired you to come up with this company? And we're going to get into Shark Tank, but even before Shark Tank, I would love to know what inspired you. Have you always had this passion for recycling, making the planet better? You got to take me to the moment of inspiration when the light bulb went off.
We can go way back. So my two co-founders, Alan and Noelle, and I, we all work together at MAC Cosmetics, which is obviously a brand within Estee Lauder companies. And so being in that large corporate, we actually had great exposure to the charitable elements that the different brands would participate in. But together we were all like, let's do our own thing, but let's do something good for the world. And we didn't know what that was. Maybe it was going to be a nonprofit. We certainly, loved environmental causes. Maybe it was other charitable aspects that we wanted to get into, but we were exploring and talking about it amongst ourselves. And then fast forward a couple of years, we'd all left MAC, we'd all left Estee Lauder, and I was living in New York in a 1-bedroom apartment, and I was renovating my closet. And I'm a big shopper as well. I've always loved fashion. I love clothes and also love interiors and swapping out pillowcases and things like that for different seasons. So I felt like I had a lot of stuff. And when I thought about trying to declutter my closet and my apartment, I really couldn't find a sustainable way of doing that. And, you know, in New York, a lot of people don't have a car. So I was Ubering big IKEA bags of stuff to Goodwill to try and do the right thing and drop it off at a charity for it to only be closed, for there to be stuff like strewn all over the street. And I'm like, this stuff's just going to be thrown in the trash. Like, there has to be an easier and better way. I was trying to find green markets where I could take things to donate, but that also required a whole lot of schlepping. And I was like, I just need to be able to mail something to my apartment, do this at home, and make sure that nothing goes to landfill. And fast forward, very soon around that time, I was having dinner with Noelle, my friend that we'd been ideating on these business ideas, and it all just clicked into place.
Wow.
And that night, on the way back from dinner, I was in an Uber and I sent her an email saying, what if we did something like this? And that email is literally our business plan, and we're still running with that today. So that idea just solidified. It was sort of like a perfect storm that we'd had the want for doing something good, and it kind of met our needs. But we really all felt that, there was that white space and that opportunity there. Yeah. I was finding it with clothes. Noelle was a mum. She had all of the kids' clothes that she had to get rid of. And then Alan, our third founder, he just moved cross country, and he was like, well, I needed to get rid of sheets and towels and stuff because I was like downsizing. So how did I do that? Like, I just had to throw it all away.
Right. And, before we get into, that exactly how, what they do when you're shipping everything, I do want to give some facts. When you guys are thinking about throwing your clothes in the garbage and whatever, sheets, any of it, just know like 92 million tons of textile waste is generated annually, with projections of expecting this to rise significantly next year. And this equals about 26 billion pieces, or one garbage truck's worth of clothing being landfilled or burned every second.
Yeah.
Like, when you start to really think about those numbers, it's scary in a way.
It is scary. And that's what really motivated us to get the business up and running, because once we sort of solidified on that need for ourselves and the need for the consumer base out there, and we started researching, we were horrified. And so it's like, okay, there's something here. We need to do something about this. And we were just charged with that mission, quite frankly. And we started going about like interviewing different recycling companies and trying to find solutions out there. And that's really how Retold was born.
Yeah, I love that. And so you get your Retold bag, which for everyone, I keep my yellow bags. They're in my laundry room because, like you said, like as a mom, holes in my kids' socks. They grow out of underwear really fast.
They love a permanent marker.
Oh, exactly. And especially my son. I mean, we have more holes and ruined clothes like weekly. But so we fill our bags up.
Yep.
You easily can put it in either like a blue mailing box, or I always drop it at the UPS store. So they get sent to
our recycling partners.
Yeah. Okay. And so how's it done?
Yeah, it's pretty fascinating, actually. So from like our Retold team, we like to say we're kind of matchmakers. So we take what the customers send, and we have the recycling partners on the back end to actually break this stuff down.
Wow.
So what happens is we work out where you are, and the bags that you order to your house have a mailing label attached. I don't know if there's one on here. I can actually show it. Yeah. So it's faded now, but mailing label goes straight on the bag. So there's nothing you need to do. And basically you fill up your bag, and when you drop it in the post, it goes to the closest depot to where you live, because we really want to minimize that carbon footprint as well of the freight. And we actually work with USPS because they're already running those mail routes every day. So we're not adding incremental trucks to freight our stuff. We're piggybacking off their routes, and it goes directly to our recycling partner. And they have whole teams there that physically sort the items. So anything that can be resold in thrift stores gets resold. So any pieces that are okay, because we not only take the bad stuff, we'll we'll also take the good stuff. Let's just make it easy. Anything that you want to get rid of, just put it in your Retold bag from a clothing, household textile perspective. People send us stuff that's new with tags because they're just like, actually, I bought something on a whim and I just never ended up wearing it. It was a trend thing. Or maybe there's just stuff in your wardrobe that you're kind of over. Like you've had it for a few years. If you haven't worn it for a while, then like just declutter. And everything can go in your Retold bag. So we sort it. Anything that can be resold goes to private thrift stores, and then anything that can't be resold gets broken down. And I have another little show and tell here of some shoddy. So this is what the output looks like. So basically all of the clothing gets, pushed through a mechanical machine that breaks it all down, chops it all up, and you can then weave it into different things.
Oh my God, that's incredible. Can I touch?
So, yeah. So it's actually pretty soft. This is one way that it's been woven. So this is almost like a moving blanket, or you can use this for padding. They can also weave it into like much thicker pieces. So it can be made like the filling inside of a dog bed. And the great thing about being able to use shoddy or the output from this recycling is that it replaces virgin materials. And generally it replaces a lot of plastics. So you think of things that have like padding inside them that's normally foam. So instead of using foam, which is generally plastic, you can use something like this. So a lot of our partners use the shoddy output for the inside of car seats in cars. It can be the inside of punching bags, boxing gloves, anything that can be padding generally can be replaced with something like a shoddy. I think that's just genius because it's like solving two problems. It's reusing the waste that would otherwise be going to landfill, but also, making sure that we're not adding those extra plastics and virgin materials into the environment as well.
Wow. I mean, that's like music to my ears.
I know.
And I hope to everyone else's ears. And and you're not badly priced. Because sometimes I think people, they get shy away, like I'm spending money to like send and stuff, but is it $10 a bag? But then you can do bundles.
Yeah, exactly.
Because I always do the bundles because I like having them like always there.
Yeah. So one single solo bag is $15.50.
That's right.
But then when you buy a 10-pack, the price does come down. So the more you buy, the more you save, basically.
Yeah. I always do the 10-pack.
Yeah. And basically, as I said, the mailing label is attached. So you're not paying shipping additional to that. You just get the bags to your home. You fill them up at sort of the cadence that suits you. You don't have to send them all in straight away whenever you're ready to fill them up. So I'm kind of like you. Like I keep one right in my closet. I keep one in my laundry room. And then sort of as I go and I'm like, nope, that thing's done. I am a bit of a stain removal warrior. So I really try my best, like with those kiddo stains and things like that. But if I can't make it happen, straight in a Retold bag.
Yeah, that's incredible. So you and your colleagues have your email business plan. Who calls to get into Shark Tank? How did that go down?
They called us.
What?
Yes. Honestly, we thought it was a prank. Like we thought it was spam or something like clickbait in an email. But
where'd they see you guys? Social media?
Yeah, on Instagram. So one of their casting team saw us, and they're always scouting for small businesses. So they found us, and honestly, we had no intention of raising money at that point. We'd just done a small friends and family round where we took in some funding. But it wasn't something that was on our radar. And they found us and we're like, okay, why not have the conversation? So we had one conversation with their casting team, and, my co-founders and I, we'd obviously worked together for years. We had a very good rapport. We were always cracking each other up, and they're like, oh, your chemistry is great. You guys are perfect for TV. And we're like, oh God, what does that mean?
Yeah.
We just kept talking to them and just kept going through the process. It wasn't something that we were really tied to, which of course, me being a little bit woo-woo, I'm like, of course now they're gonna get us on there because we're not so like desperate for the money. And we ended up going through the whole process. We got assigned an amazing production team. They helped us with our pitch, all of our backdrops and everything, and just guided us through the whole thing. So we were super, super lucky.
Was there any part of it that was scary?
Oh, everything.
Okay, because I'm like, I would be terrified. especially like you're looking at heavy hitters up on that stage and you don't know what question they're going to ask you, right? Because they don't prep you.
Yes, there's no prepping. And they're not prepped either. So that's also what, one of the misconceptions I think about Shark Tank, that the sharks only know your names and the name of your business when they go into the tank.
Wow.
So they find out everything from your pitch. And that is why they ask so many questions, because if they're going to be investing in a business, they really want to know everything. And like we weren't obviously nervous leading up to it, but going into that tank, it was like I blacked out.
I bet.
It was so nerve-wracking. And we were kind of worried, like, okay, after you finish your pitch, which is scripted, then how do we like start a conversation? Oh, we didn't need to worry. They just like jumped straight in. Mr. Wonderful like immediately insulted us. And then it was just like off and running.
Oh my gosh. We're like, awesome. Well,
awesome. Thanks.
The stings, but okay. You can't go any lower than this.
Exactly.
So where do they film it? Do they film it in Los Angeles?
Yeah, in Culver at the Sony lot.
So did you guys get together like the night before and you're like practicing all together?
Oh my God. Okay. We had been practicing for weeks and we'd had to do a dry run of the pitch for all of the production team on Zoom. And because we were just coming out of COVID, they wanted everyone to be sort of like separated and try and, not bring COVID into the studios as well. So I ended up doing the show with Alan, my business partner. Noelle was not on the Shark Tank experience with us. And so Alan had to be in a hotel and I was at home here in LA. But we'd been rehearsing. And one thing that we did that actually worked very well for us is that Alan took all the financial questions. So, obviously I know our numbers as well, but he really knew everything deep dive. Yeah. And then I took all of the sort of the marketing sizzle sales side of things. So depending on what question we got, we divided up how we would answer it. And that helped because I think it allowed him to have one thing in his head and me to have something else, as opposed to like trying to remember everything at all times, because they are literally, interviewing you on the fly about all elements of your business. And there was so much of that wasn't aired as well. Yeah. I think we probably spent like 30-40 minutes in the tank, and it's a 7-minute clip,
Wow.
So there was a lot of investigation around the margins and economics of our business. And thank God for Alan. Like, honestly, he knew all of that inside and out.
Well, my brother, who's in the studio over there, he'll ask me certain questions. And I'm like, can you reach out to Michelle, our wine consultant? Like, and I'm like, damn it, I need to, study that, learn that. But I never went to business school. So it's like I have learned just having companies. Like I have been like learning as I go, which is a lot. And, there's times where I'll be up all night because I have to do my research and I'm like, damn, it's the financial side is a lot. Yeah. And numbers were never my thing. Yeah. I'm more the artist. I'm like, so when I see all the numbers, I see the spreadsheet, I'm like, damn it. Yeah. But at least mine's wine. I'm like, all right. I don't mind counting the bottles and seeing. Yeah. Okay. Mark Cuban.
Yes.
Is in.
Yes.
What went through your mind when he wanted to invest?
Well, again, I was kind of blacked out. And if you watch the episode, you'll see that I did try and negotiate with him, which made for excellent TV. Yeah. And immediately afterwards, all the producers are like, your episode's totally airing because you went there. And I'm like, you guys told me to do that. You said never to.
No, but I thought it was great.
Yes. I mean,
it made you seem like a badass businesswoman,
Thank
especially
you.
It's Mark Cuban.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Know, just casual billionaire over there.
Yeah. And you're like,
show me the money. Yeah. Honestly, it was amazing. And we'd gone into, we knew who the sharks were going to be on the episode. And we'd actually asked to be on an episode with Emma Greed, who's the CEO of Skims, because we felt she's fashion. Like, she will know what we're trying to do here and maybe she'll be our shark. Yeah. And she was the first one who passed. And honestly, I'm standing there, and when that happened, it was like the blood just like drained out of my body. And I'm like, I'm going to be humiliated on national TV. Like, these people aren't going to believe in my business. But I can't remember the chronology of like how they all spoke to us, but honestly, Mark spoke to us a lot in the beginning, and he always has that notepad, like he's writing all of his notes. And then we went and chatted with the other sharks, and Robert was amazing. Like, he really tried to do a deal with us. He was trying. Like, his wife's Aussie, so he loved us. And, we had a lot of our Aussie slang going. Like, he was amazing. But then it all just came back around to Mark, and he was like, I can see what you're trying to do. Like, let's go in this direction. We're like, that's what we're trying to do too. He was amazing.
You could tell he has a big heart.
He really does have a big heart.
It beams. It
yes,
beams.
Yes. And he has, what he invests in is so multifaceted. And I don't know why we didn't think that he might want to be interested in us.
Yeah.
But, he has a tech background. And honestly, like, we're an online business predominantly. So, yeah, it kind of did make sense for him. But honestly, we were absolutely stoked. We were so afraid, they would end up doing their due diligence and not like something. But we got through it all. And his team were amazing. I think it speaks volumes for him as a person. Like, the people who he's hired to execute on everything is amazing. But honestly, he's been so fabulous for Retold. Like, we have an email relationship. We don't have a whole lot of meetings with him, but we can email him at any time and he will write straight back.
Wow.
I went to an event recently where he spoke and I said hi to him and he chatted with me, and then we emailed afterwards. Like, he's just so kind, and anyone in his portfolio company, I think he would just like do anything for.
That's incredible.
And same with his team as well. Like, we have a great relationship.
I
with his
love
team.
hearing that, because sometimes you hear the opposite.
Totally.
So I love hearing that. And just my past experience with investors, it was hard because sometimes it became their way, no other way.
Yeah.
And you felt like you lost like the say in your company.
Yeah, honestly.
So congrats with that.
Thank you. And I was afraid of the same thing too. Like, I woke up the next morning after Shark Tank and I called Alan at like 7 a.m. I'm like, what did we just do? Like, did we just like we gave away so much of our business? Like, we don't even know this guy. And it was sort of like, we just have to go with it. It's like, again,
the stars aligned.
Yes.
Do you know what I mean?
I feel like it's the universe. They came to us, they found us. It was like, we're meant to follow this path.
Yeah.
And then we had to wait and see if we were going to air, and we had to try and close the deal as well. So we just kept going, and
I know
it's all worked out.
Yeah, and like for a lot of people like me who have a green heart, not only did obviously you guys make great TV, but you also gave hope to a lot of sustainable, eco-conscious companies that sometimes have before they don't even get through the door. The door slams the minute they hear anything with the environment. So
Correct.
I have to say you gave a lot of hope to a lot of people with that.
You.
It's the holidays and everyone loves to shop. Come the 25th, we're opening a ton of gifts. But come December 26th, it's your guys' big reboxing day.
That's right. Yes. Every year we run a big promo and event. We call it, it's our mission. We love to get this concept out there where basically like on the 26th, we find a lot of people are like throwing out stuff. Hopefully it's not gifts that you've just received, but it's basically like you're trading up to new things.
There's some years.
Some things.
Some years, some people got me things. I'm like, I could have used a Retold bag.
Yeah. So yes, on the 26th every year, we kick off our reboxing day, and we love everyone to do a big purge, buy your bags, clean out your closets, start the new year afresh.
Yes.
And basically, like I love to sort of talk about how having a decluttered home is, it's definitely additive to your life. It's like stops the stimulus. It really streamlines things in your home, and that just goes a long way. So reboxing day is the perfect day to do it after you've eaten all of that food on Christmas Day. You've opened everything. You're recycling all of the gift wrap. Now it's time to start recycling anything you don't want.
I love it. And if you follow me on social media, you will see I will be promoting it because I'm such a big believer in it. But it's when I've met people who are like a little lost in life, or they feel really overwhelmed, or they have a lot of anxiety, always the first thing I say is like, what does your closet look like? Because when I see people who have these closets, like they can't even see all their stuff.
Correct.
It's like declutter.
Yeah.
Like then your mind declutters, your energy.
Yeah.
And the minute you open yourself up, it's like, and it feels like just not all the stuff piling up, like your clothes. It's like the feeling is just so great.
It's so freeing, and it allows you to welcome in other things as well. It's kind of like, if you have too much stuff in your home, and I kind of feel like I'm a bit like this too. Like the holidays, my daughter's got her dancing recital stuff and her theater and all of that. Like everything's coming to a head at this time of year.
Right.
So it's like, I just want to like strip everything back, welcome in the good vibes, and just sort of like streamline everything so it's easier on me and easier on my family.
I 100% agree. So I feel like the new year is always a great time to write those goals down.
Mm-hmm.
And even if you're someone who's like, well, I never really cared about like what goes in the landfills or anything with the environment, just do it for you, like your soul. Like I suggest go through your closets, like just go through it all, like put it on your New Year's resolution and let's declutter, please. So you've made it your mission to keep fabrics and textiles out of landfills, but you guys also launched an amazing initiative called the #NoLandfill. Tell us more about that.
Yeah, so it's just our way that we can use social media to sort of get our message out there. We've always used #NoLandfill from, when we launched in 2020. And we love to sort of like wrap that, mission and vision all in something that like all of our fans can use as well. So we have so many people that are posting their bags, when they go to the post office and showing them putting it in the big chute.
No, people make such cute videos.
Yes, totally.
Like,
and we love it.
I love seeing people's reels. They get creative. I'm like, okay.
Yeah, exactly. So we love everyone to tag everything with no landfill, and we're able to share it obviously on our channels and sort of really get the word out there. And, like we have people who start small, to your point, like if you haven't really cared about sort of the eco side of things before, start with your old undies. Start with that one sock that's gotten lost in the washing machine and you can't find its partner. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like you don't need to do, some people do find it very overwhelming to do a giant purge. So it's like just start with a couple of different things and then, you can just add to your bag slowly over time.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, yes. Okay, so how long have you lived in the United States, here in Los Angeles?
Yes, I've lived in the US for 17 years. And
wow.
and been in LA for 7. But yeah, my Aussie accent just hasn't gone anywhere.
I mean, it's strong. So I was like, maybe she just moved here. Do you miss Australia?
Yes and no. All my family's back there and, obviously very close friends. So yes, I miss them. But I find living in LA is kind of like has a bit of an Aussie vibe.
Yeah.
Like
well, Brisbane reminds me of San Diego.
Yes.
So when we'd go wrestle there, I was like, whoa, this is like San Diego vibes.
Yes, yes.
I love Australia.
Oh,
I could do without the big spiders. And, when I feel like you go out to the desert, which is rare, a lot of creatures seem like they could get you.
Yeah.
But overall, like, what a great country.
Yes.
I
is
just
amazing.
love it.
We try and go back a couple of times a year. So
Where are you from in Australia?
From Melbourne.
Oh, okay.
I
love
grew up
Melbourne.
in the country just outside of Melbourne. I also
is that
love
where wine country is?
There is some wine country outside of Melbourne, yeah. And then a lot around Adelaide as well.
Oh, maybe it was Adelaide I went to. I've been to a lot of wine country in Australia.
Yes,
but
great.
Melbourne, it might have been Melbourne. Is that where the big stadium's at? Probably everywhere.
There is one big stadium. There's the MCG, which is where they have the cricket every year. There's the Aussie football as well.
Yep. Okay, so that's where we performed.
Okay.
I mean, I performed a lot in Australia, but when I did wine country, is out there.
Mm-hmm.
And my sister and I, we stopped the natural springs.
Okay.
Right before.
Okay.
Going out to wine country. Does that make sense? Like
yes,
right outside?
there's a few different hot springs sort of areas.
Okay.
So all beautiful though.
It
so
was
beautiful and really good wines.
Real. Oh, the wine was so great. My favorite one was called like Jackrabbit or something.
Okay.
Or I don't know. It was.
I'll have to check that out when I go.
I'm literally drinking wine. I'm staring at a koala in the tree. A wild koala. I'm not at the zoo.
Yeah.
I am.
Oh my God, you're lucky. I haven't seen a koala in such a long time.
My sister and I were like,
back.
It was wild.
Yeah.
So it must have been a lucky thing.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. And quite often they're quite hard to spot in the tree, because they're up with all of the, gum leaves and everything. Tourists will normally more see a kangaroo, I think, hopping around.
So I didn't see a kangaroo and I was bummed because I see all the kangaroo crossing signs.
Yes.
So I'm like, oh, we're seeing one.
Yeah.
But no, we saw a koala. But it was cool because we got a private tour. So I think we kind of went far out in the vineyards where a lot of the trees that they love. So it was it was neat. Oh my gosh, what an experience. Amazing. Amelia, we love to play games on the Nikki and Brie show. So I thought it'd be fun to play a rapid fire icebreaker game. Because, we know all about your company, but let's know some stuff about you.
Oh, gosh.
Yep. So you can give me one word or you can give me sentences.
Okay.
Because usually Nikki and I, we try one word and it never works for us.
That's probably sounds a bit like me too.
Yep. I'm like, one word? I have 20 I want to say. When you're not saving the planet, what does your perfect Sunday look like?
spending time with my daughter for sure. We like to go to brunch. We live by the beach, so yeah, maybe a bit of like beach hang brunch situation.
That sounds perfect.
Yeah.
That sounds like a perfect Sunday. What's one thing people might be surprised to learn about you?
Surprise. I don't know. I feel like I'm a pretty open book. I guess maybe because all of my years having worked in the beauty industry, actually a bit of a skincare junkie and I love makeup as well. So I can also talk, anyone's ear off about that as well.
Okay, so I just did this hardcore laser.
Oh, gosh.
I'm on day 5, so I'm like peeling and all
you look
this.
Amazing.
Thank you. So I did, just because I'm like, oh, you would love this. No, so I did it it's called Nude, and it's like Stanford technology. You do 3 lasers in one sitting.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Sorry.
No, you have to be numbed like 45 minutes. So like obviously the first one's like where you feel like your face getting melted off. And then the second one is like cool, tingly, weird. And then the third one's when the needles come in.
Oh, wow.
And especially when they get under the eyes and like my nose. But
it's the perfect time of year to do it. It's not as sunny. You can sort of recuperate, get rid of any sun damage, pigmentation from the summer.
That's why my forehead's really bad, because she couldn't believe how much sun damage I had in my forehead, which I was like, wow. But I'm so into skincare and all that.
Okay, we'll sidebar on
yes.
that.
Well, in January, I'm doing like a crazier one.
Oh.
Because they swore to me. They're like, this one's really good for around the mouth and like what do they call it?
Crow's feet.
Yeah, crow's feet. But she goes, it's painful, even after numbing, because the needles kind of go deep.
Wow.
To really wake up the collagen and smooth things out. But I'm like, you know what? Beauty is pain.
Yes.
Pain is beauty.
Totally.
So here we go.
Please share your journey on socials.
I will.
I can keep track, or just text you.
I will. I feel like the last 10 years, I've just been great about doing anti-aging lasers. And I've seen a difference. I'm 42, and I feel like it really has paid off.
Yeah, that's
like
amazing.
Dabbling in that world.
Yeah.
Okay. So you are a fashion lover. What type of wardrobe do you like? More simple or more glam?
I wouldn't say glam, but I definitely love a lot of options.
Yeah.
Like I'm not
like, are you into colors, or if we go in, it's like black, white, and
nude?
No,
I'm definitely not beige. Absolutely not beige. But no, definitely love color. But I also like, like I said, options. I'm not the person who has like the one pair of jeans. I have, the 10 pairs of jeans. Because it depends what you want to do,
Yeah.
Hence why I need a Retold bag.
Yeah. I love it.
Yeah.
So have you heard about now you can hire someone to see like the color you should be wearing?
Yes,
or the colors?
getting your colors done.
Okay, so someone at the gym I work out, I just did it. And she was shocked by the colors she should be wearing. She's like, I've been doing it all wrong. And I said, how do you feel? And she's like, I don't know if it's mental because it's in my head, but like she does feel more alive when she's wearing the colors they say.
Great.
And she does photograph better in those colors. So I was like, that's interesting.
Yes.
I've always thought my colors are red, so I could be wrong, but I really want to do that. I'm like, that it'd just be fun to know.
Yeah.
Okay, if you could recycle one bad habit from your life, what would it be?
Oh gosh, probably shopping. I mean, now that I know the environmental impact, I feel it's very irresponsible of me to shop so much, but I really do try and take care, and I know this is meant to be a one-word answer.
No, I'm you. I'm like, I could never do rapid fire. I suck at rapid fire.
I try and buy very quality things. I also buy a lot of things off Poshmark. Like I try and
I do the real
sell things exactly. I rented clothes before. I've done Newly, Rent the Runway. Just try and have other options.
Yeah.
But yeah, so probably I've definitely eradicated a lot of fast fashion from my behavior, which is great.
Oh yeah, I
definitely can't
do not.
live with myself having Retold and playing in that space. But sometimes you just do need like a pair of Christmas pajamas for your kiddo. And,
I know.
You're not going to go and spend a whole heap of money.
Yeah, for sure. Do you have a favorite show or movie you've been binging lately?
Oh, gosh. I watch a lot of Bravo.
Oh,
so,
do you?
Yeah.
So reality.
Yeah, reality.
That's awesome.
And also, like the Secret Lives of Mormon Wives.
Yeah, I still haven't gotten into that. I need
Housewives.
to.
Oh, so good.
Especially because my producers from my show, they produce that show.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
That's a big binge. I did that
That's
the
what I
latest
hear.
season in like 2 days.
Okay, I hear it's incredible.
So good.
And one of the girls just did it amazing on Dancing with the Stars. Yeah.
Yeah, there was 2 of them on there. Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's
and now
right.
she's going to be on
The
Broadway.
and
Taylor's
a Bachelorette.
going to be a Bachelorette.
They asked my brother to be a contestant on with her. on there,
okay.
but he's not doing it.
Oh.
He's
Bummer.
like,
I would
yeah.
have loved to watch that.
I know, right? What is your favorite cold weather meal?
Ooh, that's a good one. Well, being that I'm Aussie, I kind of love a bit of a pub meal. So maybe
Yeah.
like a Sunday roast or a pie or something like that.
Can't go wrong.
Yeah.
And last one, what's something you've learned about yourself through entrepreneurship that's changed your personal life too?
I think it's just there are no dumb questions. I've learned that there might be things that I've thought that I should know, and I would have been in the past afraid to ask the question. But now I just sort of like, I don't care about that. If I want to know the information, and quite often it ends up being that there's somebody else in the room or on the call or whatever that also needs the same info. So why not just get it out there and sort of not worry about what other people think of me, and just, get the information for myself, because that's ultimately what I need.
Yeah.
So
I mean,
no fear.
Yeah. It's so true. It's funny how like experience and age can give you confidence too. Because I remember
Your 40s are a whole different can of
Oh,
worms, right?
yeah. Everyone knows on this podcast how like I am now. Like, thank you 40s. I didn't realize this was my greatest decade coming.
Yeah.
But I just think of how many times I sat in business meetings and I wanted to so badly ask a question and I was scared.
Yeah.
And I didn't, and I walked away in
You think
regret.
you might look silly.
Yes.
But it's like, actually, like if someone explains something to you properly, then like that often sparks another idea, and it can pivot into something else that can be super, super valuable. So just get the info, and I just care way less what other people think of me.
Yeah, me too.
And a lot of the time it's in your own head anyway.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I could have a whole boardroom laugh at me.
Yeah.
And I'd be like, who'd you ever beat?
Yeah.
I dare you to go do a suplex. I'm going to ask my damn question. Amelia, thank you so much for coming on the show. It means so much to me. We always end our shows with a little inspiration and affirmation. Is there a quote or motto you live by?
There's several that I live by. I love, on a personal note, what is for you will not go past you. Ooh. So the universe will deliver what you need, and it'll keep coming back if you don't notice it. But on a retold side of things, I always love sort of thinking that home care is self-care. So back to kind of what we were saying about decluttering and just really caring about your space. So yeah, home care is self-care.
And both your things, you're like living proof of it. Like the stars aligned, Shark Tank reached out, and then it's like you're probably doing way more for people than you probably realize. You're doing a lot for the planet, but you're also doing stuff for people as well. So the home care self-care is true. All right, everyone. Well, Amelia, thank you so much for coming in. It means the absolute world.
Thank you.
Hopefully one day our paths will meet in Australia and we'll have wine tasting. I'll finally get to see a kangaroo.
Yes.
And you can see a koala while we're wine tasting. And for all of you, you can find videos of today's episode of the Nikki and Brie Show and Amelia on our YouTube channel. You could also see on any of our social media platforms, Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, you name it, we're on it. And if you have a question, even for Amelia, and I will reach out to her, or for me about anything on today's episode, please call us at 833-GARCIA-2. You can also find today's episode on SiriusXM Stars 109. All right, everyone, order your yellow bags, please, and have a great holiday season.